Alright, here's your class on crossing an LDA. I told you I'd do it in 5 minutes. It's probably going to take a little bit longer than that, but it's still going to be pretty goddamn fast, so pay attention. The first thing I'll say is that LDAs, there's a bunch of SOPs and different ways to do it. Primarily, you got hasty and deliberate LDA crossings. Today, we're going to talk about deliberate LDA crossings, and we're not going to get deep on the SOPs. We're just going to talk about the major moving parts, so that way you cover all your bases. So you might not get guy A to space B when he was supposed to go to space D, but at least someone filled space B and space D. So you still hit all your major moving parts and you'll be good to go. Cool. Moving on. Let me familiarize you with this training area real quick. First, the table is your area of operations. The Hershey Kisses and the quarter, that is your lead squad. The Hershey Kisses making up your nugs, and the quarter is your squad leader. The dime is your platoon leader. And the 3 Reese's packs, those are your follow-on squads. So each Reese's pack represents 8 Hershey Kisses and 1 quarter. You might be wondering, why is the squad leader worth more than the PL? Well, because that's realistic. Next, the paper towel, that's your LDA. Hashtag not to scale, because once you've been doing this army shirt for a little bit, you'll learn that any sort of military graphic you make that's not to scale has to be denotated as not to scale. And that's my whiskey. All right, let's get into this. So in this example, we're going to be using the lead squad to set up security and cross the LDA. All right, sometimes there's SOPs that say that your trail squad should set up security, because if you do it that way, once you get on the other side of the road, everybody's in the same order. But we're not worried about SOPs right now, so this squad will be doing the security. So we're marching along through the woods, having a good old day doing army shit. Point man sees an LDA. He calls a halt to the rest of the platoon. Calls a halt, he passes back an LDA hand and arm signal. Once that hand and arm signal reaches the PL takes his worthless ass and he runs up to the lead squad leader. These two guys talk, they look at the LDA, they make a determination how they want to cross it. Are we going to do this deliberate? Are we going to do this hasty? What do we got to do here? Where can we set up security? And they decide, shit, that's a 4-lane highway. We need to do this deliberately. So once that decision has been made, squad leader comes up. He talks to his lead team and he gives them guidance on where he wants his near side security. Because the first thing we're going to set up is security, because if you haven't learned it yet, the first thing that comes in anything you do in the army is security. The posters might say safety, but that's bullshit. Security comes first. Anyways, so the squad leader gives his guidance to his lead team how he wants to set up near side security. Near side, that's the side of the road you're starting on. Far side, that's the side of the road you're going to. So near side security, he tells them where he wants to go, how far he wants them, blah, 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 blah. He kicks them out. 2 guys to each position. Now you set up your security positions far enough down the road to where if something's coming, they can warn everybody else before you get spotted crossing the road and you get compromised and you fail Uncle Sam. That's bad. Okay. So near side security kicks out. They get eyes down the road. That's good. Once that's set up, that PL and squad leader move up and they set up a choke point. Now, you need to set up your far side security. Far side security team, we'll just go ahead and use those trail boys from that first team. That first squad. They'll come up and they'll pass through the checkpoint. All of them. Or as many as you need, which is typically 4. So they're passing through the choke point so that squad leader and worthless PL can get a head count and know how many people are on what side of the road. Now, once these guys are over here on this side, they need to first recon the area. So there are some SOPs on specific directions and ways to move around, but basically they're all just going to spread out. They're going to check out the side of the area. They're going to make sure there's a suitable place to cross, i.e., there's no cliff right here. If there's a cliff right here, you can't fit your whole platoon. That's not a good place to cross. We need to go that way. We need to go that way. But right now, this looks like a good spot. So they report back to the PL like, yo, dude, this is a good place to cross. And the PL's like, okay, you dudes set up security. So these guys set up far side security. They do it the same way. 2 guys go that way. 2 guys go that way. Now you've got 16 eyeballs. All right, and they're watching on the road so they can forewarn anyone that the enemy is coming, or civilians, depending on where you're working. Now, once that's set, you can go ahead and bring your squad up, your trail follow-on squads. And this is another one of those SOP things, but typically in the big boys places, these guys will cross the road now. Your PL and squad leader. Once security is set, And they only cross the road once you have these 3 guys exactly where you want them to cross, because you want to try to cross the road in the same exact spot because it makes less trail breakage. It's harder to spot by the enemy that are patrolling down the roads. Now, once your choke point's set up on the far side, you can go ahead and bring these dudes across. Each of these squads are crossing 1 man at a time. So this takes a while. Once all 3 squads are across, one thing you want to keep in mind, wait, pause, you need a drink. Okay, once these guys are across, some books say that they should just slow down their pace, walk slowly, so that way everyone can catch up, but that's bullshit. These guys need to stop, because if they keep walking at pretty much any speed, it takes too long for all the security positions to break down, and then you'll end up with a big breaking contact between these guys and those guys, and breaking contacts are bad. That'll get you a no-go if you ever make it to Ranger School. So what these squads should do is once they get across the road, they should go far enough in to leave room for everybody else, and then they should stop and set up security. Look at that. Now, once that's done, you need to collapse security. First, you start with what was your near side. You have them move back to the crossing point. Some SOPs, they can cross from where they were, but we're going to kick it old school, so they're going to move back to the crossing point, and then they'll go through to the checkpoint, one at a time. Getting counted. Keeping accountability. Once they're over the road, they can go ahead and fall right back into their order of movement because they were the lead element of that squad. Once that's done, now you can collapse your far side security. So these guys can hut down the road. These guys over here, hut. Oh shit, fall out. Hut down the road. And then they too can pass through the checkpoint. Fall back into their order of movement. Squad leader goes there. PL goes. Who gives a fuck? You get back in the order of movement, you move on. Good job. Have a good day. Good night.